Hello there, and welcome to the 4th episode of Tostig Plays Kerbal Space Program with me, Tostig. As you can see, some time's passed. I haven't done anything, I just popped out for some breakfast. Okay, so here's our space centre, and in the last episode we unlocked some more technology. Most of it relatively trivial, it has to be admitted. What we're going to be aiming for, ultimately, is 160 science to get heavier rocketry. But for the moment, I'm going to tell you all how to do Asparagus staging, which is basically a cheat mode for rockets. Here we have our version 2 rocket, not sponsored by Neil Branson. Okay, and some rocket motors and things, nothing too interesting. So, first things we're going to do is make the version 3 rocket, and we can probably get rid of all of these booster containers as I explain how to Asparagus stage. So here's a stripped down version of the version 2 rocket. We're going to use a sub-assembly to copy and paste this rocket here. I'm going to call it the imaginative name of rocket. There we are, one clipped on there. We're going to get some radial decouplers. Actually, I just remembered there's no point in sub-assemblies. Oh well. We're going to set up 6 of them. That looks about right. Then we're going to grab a fuel tank and plop another one on top, another one underneath, yeah, let's go, keep going, another one underneath that, and some T-45s underneath that, which is all pretty trivial. What we've got here is, at the moment, no different from the side solid fuel boosters that we had earlier, but using our external fuel duct here, the magic will happen. So, first of all, we want to turn off symmetry mode, like so. And looking at it from the top, we go to the one nearest the door, and have that fuel line going to the main canister. And repeat the process on the opposite side. I'm not worrying too much about symmetry, this is just a quick demonstration. What this does is that these two top up the central tank. Next up, you're going to repeat the process so that the ones to the left of it, I don't know why, this is just how I first did it, and the convention stuck on that side, using the right mouse button to turn around, and the same on this side. And the same with the last pair. So at the moment they're all draining into the one next to them. Well, except for this one because I haven't got there yet. Now what'll happen is it'll drain around and into the central rocket as they all burn. The symmetry, if we look at the centre of mass and the centre of thrust here, is a wee bit off, but deal with it. Helpful advice. Okay, just going to set up these rockets so they all fire at once, and we're also going to change the decoupling so that we have these ones here will be, in the end, the last ones to fall off. And here we are. So these most external ones fall off first, then the next ones, then that pair there. Huh, there's a little jettison icon, never saw that. So this is, in its most simplest form, a 2-stage Asparagus rocket. As we unlocked the right bit, let's add some tail fins to it. Hell yeah. These will help steer it and stop it from twisting about in the atmosphere. Let's also add some nose cones. Then, just in case it isn't silly enough, let's add a whole new layer of booster rockets for science. For science! To do that, we're going to grab some decouplers here, make sure that they're all in the same stage as the rockets firing, and underneath that we're going to grab the biggest solid fuel boosters that money can buy. This isn't terribly efficient, but hey, stick them underneath. I had to hit X for the symmetry mode there, and grab some struts, and with symmetry mode on, strut it all together. And another set of struts. Because weight at that stage isn't too important, that should stop them from wibble wobbling out of control. This one is the, well, episode 4, so it will be the V3 rocket. I did rename it earlier. Action groups for the abort. Let's just make sure that we've got in these ones here. I don't think that you can shut down the solid fuel boosters, but there's no harm in setting it up. Okay, that should be everything. Now for a target, we might be able to leave the solar system. Let's find out. Could have stuck some batteries on there. Probably would have been a good idea. Yeah, let's pop back and stick some batteries on. I should have enough time. Hit our vehicle assembly building. I could just hit the revert button, but that always feels like cheating. Never mind the glitches that I exploit, that's cheating. We did unlock batteries, didn't we? Yeah, there we are. And I'll stick a pair of them on the second to last stage, near the bottom. And also, no, let's not bother with monopropellant. Or shall we? I think they weigh basically nothing. Very, very little. That'll do for me. So, save it and launch it. Let's try and leave Kerbin's orbit. So, gyroscope on, thrusters to the max. Pretends that I sorted staging out properly beforehand. And fire. Heading up okay, not much wobble, not much lean, well, no spin. Everything's looking good. So what Asparagus staging does is it means that you're effectively starting the next stage with full tanks. So although you might not get quite as high at the end of a stage as you would have done if everything was firing at once. Ah, that's a nice bit of lean there. Hopefully we'll be able to correct it at the next stage. It does mean that you save thrust effectively. Delta V, whatever you want to call it, and the next stage fires and we can correct. Jeb's having fun down in the corner. There are far better explanations of asparagus staging online. I'll try and find a link and annotate this if I have time. Here we are, past 10,000, time for the 45-second lean, and drop the first pair of side rockets. Oh, that's a nice bit of spin we've got going on now as well. Can we do any science yet? No. And we want that to get over 69k again. I'm gonna pause the video here while I get into orbit, I think, so I'll rejoin you in a moment. And second stage away. And here we are, approaching the right Asparagus. I hope I'm saying it right. It must be Greek. And Greek is not a language that I know anything about. So, well, really slowly moving. Aim our rocket off at a 90-degree angle. Make sure we don't use up too much electric. There's only so many little voltlets. Speed up time. Oops. So we're a little bit closer to the apex, the apoapsis. Here we are, 30 seconds away. That'll do for me. And burn. Halfway through the last of the side tanks. That's fair. Huh. Quick, steal some more science. I think we're aiming for 150 for the mainsail engines, but that's essentially free science as we're generating electricity. Maybe I should fire earlier. Doesn't matter. Periapsis is outside of the atmosphere. That was quite a nice burn. Okay, so zooming out with the scroll wheel, there's Kerbin's orbit, and we're going to aim to fly outside of it. So in order to do that, at the periapsis, we do a forwards burn. That's the bottom point. It just happens to be the bottom point this time. In order to reach a Kerbin escape, which is there. That's 35 seconds, we have more than enough fuel. Thanks to the wonders of asparagus staging. And that's a minute or so to go. Oops. Really should be more careful, but believe it or not, I do have some things to do later. Like earn a living. Meh. I'd rather be playing Kerbal Space Program. Notice how most of the Delta V isn't escaping orbit, it's just increasing that orbit ellipsis thing. I know what I'm saying. I hope you do too. Look at Jeb. If I wanted to be even more conservative about using fuel, I could, for example, use a moon to accelerate, but barely seems worth it. There we are. That is an escape orbit, and I'm happy with that. How long will it take? 14 days. Let's speed it up a bit. Okay, that's quite nice. Little moon encounter on the way back in, but we don't want to go back in, we want to escape the orbit, damn it. So, warp down. Sexy little prograde burn. There we are, there's an escape orbit again. Cheat mode, if your SAS is on and you warp up, you automatically stop spinning. Space, the final frontier. We still haven't escaped Kerbin. What? Okay, we'll intersect it later on, by the looks of it, which works for me. Where we intersect it, I don't know. What's the situation? Suborbital, what? Right, let's just see what happens when we extend this far. What on earth is happening? Silly trajectory planning. Alright, let's just burn a little bit further out. What? I've no idea. Let's just pop into the soda. We're gonna crash into the Kerbin? No, that's all good. Right, here, add a maneuver. Oh, okay. Silly me, I just changed our velocity thing. And we're now burning in the wrong direction. Oh well, we did escape orbit for a second there, I guess. So now, in a day's time, we'll give it a tiny little bit more energy to escape orbit. There we are. There's our escape orbit. And here we are. What? Ah, duh. That was silly. Right. What's going on here? Who knows? We get a moon encounter in a couple of days. Walk past it. Here we are, 4-second burn in a few hours. There we are, that's another escape orbit. Not going to miss this one, still a day away. Kerbin escape 3 hours away. Kerbin escape. Some minutes wait. What's happening? I don't know. There we are. At frickin' last. Okay, what we can do, zoom in, crew report, worth 50 science, observe some mysterious glue, and EVA. You feel kind of small right now, you hope you know where you're going, hopefully home, but yeah, let's find out. So here we are, so at the moment we're basically slowing down. That'll make us encounter Kerbin by speeding up effectively as we are moving backwards. So I'm just trying to make it as efficient as possible. Okay, so we need to speed up a little bit. Where are we? Here we are, something like that. Find our little blue marker. The node is soon. Probably the other side to this. Because we're speeding up, so we want the prograde marker. There we are. Speed up to stop cheat. That'll do for me. Let's take a look. Kerbin encounter over there. So we speed up a little bit. There we are. And we're going to want a retrograde burn near Kerbin. Don't really want to bump into the moon, do we? I can't even remember now. We might as well. Okay, I might just pause this while I sort out regularising the orbit. Oops, completely failed it. Was warping too far too fast. We do have a tiny little moon encounter, which I fully intend to use to observe some more mysterious goo, for some more science, to keep that, but we'll do an EVA report, keep that, and now out here we'll add a retrograde burn to take us into Kerbin itself. Periapsis inside the planet itself. So that's only a 3-second burn, and we just need to find the right little area. There's our blue marker up ahead. 13 days to kill. line up the marker, speed up time a bit. Here we are. Nearly 30 seconds. Doesn't matter too much, but well, you've seen how much my guesstimations do. It would have been more efficient, right, at apoapsis. Wapoapsis. Oh, fucking moon. Sorry, excuse my language. There we are, no more periapsis, get rid of that. Do you guys want me to not swear, or is swearing okay? So far I've avoided swearing, but I don't really know why. Here we are, we've still got half of our middle stage, most of our, and all of our end stage left. We're currently flying towards Kerbin. Whoa, 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 whoa. What else can we do? We can hit the abort button to release only the main capsule. And we can speed up time. Gyroscopes off. Let's risk a cheeky EVA, shall we? No. There's nothing for it. Huh, that's a weird graphical effect. I have no idea what might be causing that, apart from the fact that my computer is chugging slightly. Okay, and in we come. Cheeky EVA again? Yeah, why not? Not too shabby. Dare we risk another cheeky EVA? Yeah. Do we want to live forever? Oh, not worth it. Oh well. In we plummet. Aero braking. Drogue shoot away. Slowing down slightly. A little bit of G-force nearly knocking Jebediah out. Nice re-entry effect. And here we are. Now next to EVA there's also IVA, which you can access by pressing C. This shows you a view from inside the cockpit, including a radar altimeter. Whereas, where are we? This view here shows us our height above sea level. The radar altimeter shows us our height above land, whatever's beneath us. So we can use that to calculate when the chute will deploy. So we can warp down. There we go. Chute deployed, we can see our shadow here. Cheeky EVA. And we can warp up until we land. Dump. And we come. Jeb's very happy with himself. Well, he is the first Kerbin to leave the orbit of Kerbin, so fair dues. Not going to begrudge him that one. Another little EVA. EVA report. Nice. Jump off. Oops. Yeah, another EVA report, and take a surface sample. So this is dirt and grass. It isn't very much of a groundbreaking discovery. Well, stuff you and your sarcasm. And recover our vessel. Our vessel, as I'm going to start calling them. And how much science did we gain? Oh, 364. Not bad. With that, we're going to unlock the main sail engine and the jumbo fuel tank. It still leaves us with 200 odd science. Not enough for these new toys, but enough to unlock solar panels. Anything worth getting here? Not that I can remember. Ladders might be useful. Thermometers allow us to get more science. Wheels, no, let's not bother with planes. Not quite enough science for that. Ooh, inline reaction wheels might be useful. They'll stop wobble. Yeah, there's paltry amounts of science. There for flying. The connectors and things, not too useful for us just yet, I don't think. Let's research those. And that's the fuel container I really want, to be honest with you. Not enough science. Typical. Anything that we can discover doesn't look that way. Okay, no worries. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe as always, and happy rocketeering. Cheers.